welcome back to Talk Horror to Me. My name is Kaylin, and for this video we are going to be going over horror movies that I recommend on Netflix and Hulu, and I'll probably film more from other streaming services, but for now we're just going to do those two, so let's get started. So the first one that I recommend on Netflix is called The Platform. A little bit about it is it follows these people who get sentenced to prison, and there's different levels that they are at, and they basically have this platform of food that they go to through every level. So if you're at the bottom, you're kind of screwed on food, and it's very, very eerie and kind of disturbing, but I think it's a pretty good horror film. Definitely terrifying. I would not want to be in that situation at all. Like I said, it's called The Platform. On to the next one is The Ritual. It follows a group of guys that are in the forest, and crazy, weird things happen. And this is a good horror film that I feel like many people don't talk about. And it's definitely unsettling in my opinion. You definitely should check it out. It is called The Ritual. The third one is called Gerald's Game, and this follows a older couple, and what ends up happening is the wife ends up getting stranded. Obviously, if you've seen the picture of it, she has handcuffs and she's getting stranded on the bed, and she's trying to figure out how to survive because she doesn't have the key next to her. Definitely a situation I would definitely not want to be in, but it is called Gerald's Game. Again, it is on Netflix, and I got another one for you. It is called Creep, and this one is a found footage film. It is definitely a great horror film that most people should definitely check out, especially if you like found footage. And one of the main characters, definitely creepy. His vibe is so terrifying, and I wouldn't want to be in this situation at all. But a little bit about it, it follows this guy who's kind of, wanting some money, so he finds a guy on Craigslist who basically says, will you document my life so I can give this video to my son when I pass away? And so he thought, might as well. I think they were paying like $1,000 or something like that, and he goes, I'll get it. It doesn't seem like that hard. He gets there and realizes the guy is not what he seems, and way creepier, and has different motives for that day. There is a sequel to that one. They're both on Netflix, so you can definitely watch the first one and then the second one. Both of them are great in my opinion. And then we're gonna move on to the last one on Netflix that I recommend, called Into the Tall Grass. It is a good one. Patrick Wilson's in it too, so if you like him from The Conjuring and Insidious, you definitely should watch that one as well. And it follows these people that kind of get lost in this maze kind of thing, and it's kind of like a loop that keeps happening, so you're trying to get out of it. I definitely liked it when I watched it. It was definitely an interesting kind of movie, and like I said, it's called In the Tall Grass, and the movies I just mentioned are the ones for Netflix, so if you have a Netflix, you definitely should check this one out. And I will probably put in the description or bio the movies that I go over, so that you are able to look back and see what movies are on Netflix you can watch. But yeah, that is the Netflix one, and I'm gonna move on to the Hulu one. So Hulu has a great catalog of horror movies as well, and for the first one I'm gonna mention, it is called Run, and it has Sarah Paulson in it, which I love her as an actress. She definitely can be creepy at times, especially in the American Horror Story stuff and all this, but this movie follows a girl who is in a wheelchair bound, and her mom is Sarah Paulson, and she takes care of her, and you find out that the girl in the wheelchair may not be as dependent on the wheelchair and may not be as sick as Sarah Paulson's letting her on. So she finds out that her mom has basically been keeping her like that, and throughout the whole film, it's definitely terrifying. Just so you find out that your mother is doing that. Definitely recommend, and it is called Run, by the way. The next one is called The Watcher, and I don't know her name, but the girl in it was also in It Follows as well. And it basically follows this couple, and they just move into an apartment, and she realizes this guy from across the way in another building keeps on staring at her, and everywhere she goes he is there, and he's just creepy and definitely a stalker. And until the very end, where she has to basically see if he's going to try something or just be from afar, and she's like, this guy's creepy, and I would definitely not want anyone stalking me at all. That is terrifying. You definitely check it out. It's called Watcher. The next one is called No Exit, and this one is a group of people after a really bad snowstorm are kind of in this one building. I'm not really sure if it's like a gas station or something like that, but they are in one building because of the storm, so they're waiting, till the storm lets out. And this girl there, she happens to find a kid that is basically trapped in this car, and she realizes it may be one of the people that are in that building, and she's trying to figure out who is the one capturing this person, who is the weird one out of everyone. And it's kind of interesting to see throughout the movie who is the bad guy, whatever. And also too, the Allstate guy is in it too, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, that one is called No Exit. And the second one is called, it's in an Into the Dark anthology, but the movie is called They Come Knocking, and it follows a guy and his two kids after his wife dies from cancer, and they're basically going on a little trip, camping, until supernatural entities start happening and weird stuff happens. It's such a creepy but great film that no one, I feel like, talks about. It is on Hulu. You definitely should check it out. It is called, I think you can just put They Come Knocking and you should be able to find it there. And the last one on Hulu is Antebellum. This one is a great horror film. It follows this girl who, when you first watch the film, I don't want to give the plot twist away, but let's just say, I'm trying not to give it away, but it follows a girl, here, I'm trying to think, I really don't want to go this way. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to give this one away, I'm just going to say Antebellum, because the twist is really crazy to me, I think. But you definitely should check this one out. It is on Hulu. Sorry for stumbling, but I was thinking, if I don't really want to say what happened because it's such a great twist. You definitely should check this one out. So the movies I just mentioned were on Hulu, and the ones I mentioned in the beginning of the video are on Netflix. And like I said, I'm going to do more horror movies that I recommend on other streaming services afterwards. But for this video, that is going to be it. Also, if you have any other recommendations of horror movies on Netflix and Hulu, you definitely can comment that below. That's going to be it.